Hi, I'm Arbsha Plummer, and this is my reflection piece for observation video number 3, which is progress monetary and adjusting. And we're just going to talk about now that we have concluded the study, my findings. We're going to talk about who was in the group, and so let's just get right into it. So this reflection focuses on collaborative observation processes and impact activities that I implemented, like I said, during observation video number 3. So the individuals involved in a collaborative operation include multiple content. So they were all 4 content teachers in various roles. So I chose to a math teacher who is also the department head. Mind you, all of these are 8th grade teachers because that was my focus. So she's the department chair for mathematics for our campus. I chose a fellow science teacher because he teaches algebra students. But he also, him and the department chair are work close together to create a lot of lesson plans, a lot of things for our 8th grade science students. And so I knew that he had influential to reach other sciences in multiple areas. I chose also a fellow ESL teacher because she sees multiple social studies classrooms, and then also I chose a special education teacher because our population of duly served for ESL and SPED is about 27%, and so because of that I wanted to bring in his expertise to the group and to our discussion. And so I really was intentional about directly working with them because of the targeted student population that they reach on a daily. And so the activities that I initiated and supported focus on strengthening instructional practices include writing strategies such as using an interactive notebook, weekly writing prompts, and we also implemented unit vocabulary checks pretty much. And so what that looks like is that before you begin a unit, that you explicitly teach our kids these core content words, because one thing that we discovered was the reason that we were plateauing from advanced to advanced high in writing was because they didn't have opportunities for writing. And then I don't think our teachers fully understand what does that truly look like in terms of implementation. And so additionally, I also facilitate opportunities for teachers to share feedback and discussions about what strategies were most effective in supporting student engagement and understanding. So the primary instructional issue was that was targeted through these activities, which is like low student engagement and inconsistent implementation of these writing strategies. And then we even talked about what does engagement look like for that class. One of the biggest takeaways that I gave them autonomy when it came to implementing these strategies. I said, this is what I want done, but I did not give them a template of X, Y, and Z. I gave them more so of a rubric about what are the things I wanted, what are the expectations, and honestly, the feedback was phenomenal. Like I stated in the first video, just basically looking at data. So we knew we grew collectively about 22% total. In terms of looking at unit tests and how they've changed since we began implementing strategies into now. And so one of the things that I've actually seen is I've actually gone and inspected what I'm expecting, and I actually see in real time them using the strategies. I've seen the department chair, I'm like, hey, I go and support this math class, and I've actually seen her using those same, you can tell she shared with her team members, and they're implementing those strategies, and honestly they've helped with behaviors. They've helped with a lot of things because the kids are more engaged and they are have more of an understanding. As a result, it began to promote more intentional structural practices, like I said, in which I did get to see across grade levels. And I even seen, even in our social studies classroom, I noticed that first it was more of a lecture style, but now I see more games included. Now I see more writing opportunities. Then I see more interactive notebooks. And then interactive notebooks for them didn't look like interactive notebooks for myself. And then even for me as a teacher, as I'm giving these, well, my role was more of a leadership role, but as I'm giving these instructions, I begin to tighten up and do the instructions myself. And I actually seen for myself how these strategies are working in real time. So I just didn't give them things to do, but I'm actually implementing these things into my classroom, which I was doing before, but I began to do it a little bit more rigorously. And so overall, this experience has been great. It has reinforced, for me, the positive impact of collaborative leadership, progress monitoring, continuous adjustment to instruction, and meeting all needs of learners. And so this is an experience that I won't forget. And hopefully, when I become a principal, when I become an AP, this will be something that I will use. It's something that I will think about, and it's a tool that now I have in my toolbox. Because initially, when I begin this, I begin just speaking as another teacher in the group, but then I see myself grow into leadership as she's not just a teacher anymore. She's actually the facilitator. And she's leading these discussions, and sometimes they were hard. Some of the things that I'm like, okay, but we got us on track. I kept us focused, and so that is just some things that I've seen during this time.